I'm live streaming here, just not on my YouTube channel. I am on my TikTok account. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'm just getting hooked up on here on TikTok here. Today and I sent an email out to my list. If you're on my email list, I decided to do a live question and answer today. And I said in the email, you can ask me anything about online marketing, making money online. Good morning, Jill. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I'm just doing this as a general a question and answer. If you're on my email list, I sent an email out this morning saying I was doing a live Q&A. If you had any questions about online marketing, making money online, that's what I do. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I did send that email out. Good morning, Ginger, to my email list saying I was going to do this live Q&A. So if you've got questions, you need help with something related to online marketing, making money online, working from home, you can jump on and ask me. Yesterday I was talking about spamming. I've had a couple people, good morning, Todd. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Sherry. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Yesterday, I have done some trainings on this. I've had some people come on and ask me. I did one on social media marketing. I was talking about email marketing because if you're using social media and you're not using email marketing, you're not going to get the results that you want. And it doesn't matter why you're on social media, whether you've got a message you're trying to get out, you're supporting a cause or something, you got an online business. It doesn't matter because you're not going to get, you need to be sending people. If you're using social media and there's over 5 billion people on social media that you can get exposure to, you can use social media for free. But if you're not sending people to something like a website or a capture page where you can get their email address and get them on your email list, because you don't own your social media accounts, you can lose them at any time. I have had 10 TikTok accounts. One, I had over 200,000 followers. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. Somebody deleted my main one. And then Instagram came back and suspended my other 2. And then they didn't rule in my favor. So both this TikTok account and my Instagram account, they're new accounts. I stayed off of TikTok for a year. I started posting 3 videos last June, and now each of them are close to 100,000 followers. It's because I've mastered a skill, and the skills you master, nobody can take away from you. You can lose your social media accounts at any time. I had a group on Facebook. I had over 60,000 people, and Facebook deleted it. If you do something and they don't like it, and sometimes they give you a warning with the group. Facebook did not. They just said, we're deleting your group. Thank you for liking the live. Radiate Radio, what do people call you? Good morning, Rager John. Where are you coming in from? Love to know why you're on social media. Thank you for liking the live. I really appreciate it. If you're on my TikTok account, if you like the live, I really appreciate it. Help my account. If you're on my YouTube channel and you like the live, I really appreciate it. It helps out both of my accounts. But today, and I just titled this, it's a live Q&A. If you got questions about online marketing, making money online, working from home. Good morning, Mark. If you're on my email address list, you got an email from me this morning that I was doing this. If you got questions, it's funny because people want help. And then when you give it to them, most of the time they don't take you up on it. I find that so strange. I mean, I'm here every day. I've been doing these now for over a month. I'm here every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's Saturday. I was here yesterday. I'll be here tomorrow until I say otherwise. So if you've got any questions, good morning, Joyce. Let me know. I'm not really sure. Well, somebody's doing that, saying they're trying to contact me. If you're trying to contact me, comment on the live. If you've got a question, put it in the live stream. TikTok is sending me that. But if you want to contact me, I'm here right now. If you got a question or you're looking for something, drop it in the comments. I had somebody on the other day that was speaking German. I don't speak German, so I only speak English. I'm not bilingual. So if you can't speak English, then either you need to find a way to translate it or find somebody that speaks your language. Good morning. Is it Queen Angel? Good morning. I'm not even gonna try that one. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. If you like my video, I'd really appreciate it, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. I'm doing this. Good morning, John. Good morning, Christopher. If you have a question, you need help with something, drop it in the comments. I'm here every day. If you're trying to figure something out and I've done it, I'd be glad to do a training. Somebody asked me last week to do one on social media marketing, which I did. Good morning, Oshmi. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, so I apologize. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning, Ina. Good morning, Taylor. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Ginger. Today I was just doing an open question and answer. I sent an email out to my email list, and whether you can get on my YouTube channel or my TikTok account, I am live streaming at two places at once. Thank you, Radiate Radio, for liking my video. I appreciate it. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I show other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this. Actually, it'll be 14 years next month. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9 years. And I lost my job. That's what started me with this. And I literally went to Google. I searched make money online. I didn't know anybody. I bought a website. They sent me a 3-page PDF about setting up pay-per-click ads. I had no idea what I was doing. I was setting ads up and sending it to a replicated website, which you never want to do. I spent $3,000 on pay-per-click ads. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have the right training. I didn't have a system. And so I spent a year doing that and I didn't make any money. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Heath. Thank you, Radiate Radio. What do people call you for liking the live? I really appreciate it. I knew I needed to get around somebody who'd done what I wanted to do so I could learn from them, because you can't do this by yourself. You need a mentor. Good morning, Corinne. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, user 5382. I'm not going to say the rest of those numbers. Thank you again, Radio, for liking the video. I really appreciate it. But I've been doing this it'll be 14 years next month. I haven't worked a job in over 9 years. I've had days in this industry where I've made more money in a single day than I made in a whole month when I was still working a job. And I had a 2 to 3 hour commute from the job I lost. And I don't miss that. My commute now is literally, I have a room upstairs in my house that I turned into an office. Excuse me. Good morning, Dave. And my commute's literally a minute. Thank you, Radiate Radio. Really appreciate it. You for liking the live. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dreamweaver. So I decided to do this as an open Q&A. I did send an email out to my list that if they had questions or something they're trying to figure out, they want some help to jump on. I'd be live today. And actually, I'm here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good morning, Alex. Doing these, and there's some people that have asked me to show them some things. I'd be glad to do a training if there's something you're trying to figure out. If I've done it, I don't think it's ethical to train or teach in something you haven't done. Good morning, Nellie. Good morning, M. Foster. Good morning, Kenny. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Tell me something you like. I love going to the movies. There's nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. Good morning, Kenny. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Simple. To all. What do people call you? That can't be what people call you. Thank you, Radio, for liking the live. And you've done that how many times? I really appreciate it. If anybody else wants to like my live, whether you're on my TikTok account or you're on my YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. It helps my accounts out. But I am here. I've been doing these now, being here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Doing these. I've been doing these for over a month. And I know a lot of things. I probably can help you. I don't know everything. If I don't know something, I probably can give you a resource. And it's funny when I do these lives. Good morning, Terrence. I ask, why are you on social media? Hardly anybody comments. I mean, I think that's why people like these lives, because you can jump on and off. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You could be laying on your couch with your phone. You could even be sitting on the toilet, who knows, and watch these. And you can get on and off whenever you want. You know, and on YouTube, I can't see who's on now. On TikTok, I do see people coming on. YouTube only tells me the number of people that are on this. They don't tell me unless you comment. I don't know who's on this. Now I know people because I've been on other people's lives. If you get on somebody's live on YouTube, you can see the people that are on there. But for whatever reason, YouTube does not show the creator. And I'm a content creator. Um, I'm not spending time on social media as a consumer or just to scroll to look at, cute cat videos or cute puppy videos, because there's a lot of those on social media. And that's not an income producing activity. And I'm following a blueprint, working 2 hours a day, a proven blueprint. So when I'm working those hours, I want to be as productive as possible. And scrolling on social media isn't productive and it's not an income producing activity. And I know there's a lot of people that do that. Good morning, Bella. Thank you again, Radiate Radio. I appreciate you sharing the live, liking my live. I really appreciate it. That helps my account. If anybody else wants to like my live, whether you're on my YouTube channel or you're on my TikTok account, it helps my account out. Good morning, Alita. Love to know why you're on social media. Nobody seems to want to share that. Where are you coming in from? If you're trying to figure something out, I mean, because most of you are on here. The truth is, you're on here because you're either looking for a way to make some money from home, or you've been trying it and you're not getting the results that you want. And I know when I started this, I didn't know anybody, and I literally went to Google. I searched "make money online." I bought a website. And they sent me a 3-page PDF that was telling me how to then websites to use to set up pay-per-click ads. I did that. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you don't want to do, and you don't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. I know that now. I spent $3,000 on pay-per-click ads. I did that for a year. I didn't make any money. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have adequate training, and I didn't have a proven system. And you really need all three of those. If you're trying to make money and you don't have all three of those, and you're not making any money, that's probably got something to do with it. And I don't know. I don't know your work ethic. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Digital Mommy. Good morning, Bella. So reality is a lot of you are on here. If I went over and looked at your profiles, you either are trying to make money online and you're not getting the results that you want, or you're looking for ways that you can make money from home. And nobody, when people come on here for whatever reason, I know TikTok, I can see people coming on. I can't see that on YouTube. So good morning, original real back. Do people call you Terry? Good morning, happy Saturday. And people for whatever reason don't want to comment on here, why they're on here, which I find that I don't know if you just don't want to. You don't want to expose yourself. I think that's one of the reasons why people love these lives. You can jump on and off. You don't have to say or do anything. But I've been working online, working from home it'll be 14 years next month. I'm following a proven blueprint using a 2-hour workday. Because when I'm done with this, I was working before I got on this. You can get this down to 2 hours a day. But you're probably not, if you're trying to do it yourself, you're probably not going to be able to do that. I do have a free PDF that outlines the blueprint. You can go to payudaily.com. If you're on my TikTok account, you can go to my profile and click the link in my profile. That's yours to keep. There's 2 videos there. If you're interested, you should watch. You'll get an email from me with the PDF. There's a link there. You can click on that. You can save the PDF to your computer. That's yours to keep. If anybody wants to try that, you go ahead, try following the blueprint. I mean, free is the most expensive choice of all. And there's people you're trying to do this by yourself, and you're probably not getting the results you want. And I did that at first, and I knew after a year I needed to get around somebody that did what I wanted to do. Okay, you've been following me for a while. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm here every day. I'm doing these lives every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am live streaming in 2 places. I'm on a YouTube channel, and I'm also on my TikTok account. Because of the technology, and I have software that allows me to live stream in 2 places at once. It's one live stream, and what's cool about YouTube is, and what the software will do, when I end this live stream, it automatically uploads this live to my YouTube channel. It becomes a piece of content, and there's really not much for me to do with it. It's there, and unless I would delete it or for some reason or take it down. That'll stay there forever. TikTok only saves the lives for 30 days, and then it looks like, from what I can tell, they break them down. They're like in segments, like minute or whatever. It's not the whole thing. And then after 30 days, they don't keep it anymore. They only hold it for 30 days. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Debbie. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I've been here, and if you're on my email list, I did send an email out this morning saying I was going live at 10 a.m. and I decided to do a live question and answer. Good morning, Marina. If you have any questions or you're trying to figure something out, I probably can help you. If I've done it, I'd be glad to do a training. If I haven't done it, I don't think it's ethical to do a training, but I probably can give you a resource. I know a lot of people, I don't know everything, but I can probably point you in the direction if you're trying to figure something out. I had somebody on my YouTube channel last week that wanted to learn about CPA marketing. I know what it is. I've never done it. I got an idea how it works. But I told him, I said, it's not really ethical for me to train, but I can give you some resources, which I did. I mean, if he's really serious, he can buy a course from somebody who's deemed as an expert on that and learn from them, and he'll get a lot better results. So I am here on both my TikTok account, my YouTube channel, and it's funny how I'll have more people on YouTube and less on TikTok. And then if there's more people on TikTok, I'll have more people on YouTube. I've noticed that as I'm doing this. I'm live streaming every day since at 10 a.m. Eastern for a little over a month now. And I usually stay on. I'm on for at least an hour. Some of them have gone a little longer if somebody's got questions or something. But I decided I sent this out to my email list that I was doing a live Q&A. If you need help with something, it's funny. People say, oh, I need help, blah, blah, blah. You're not helping me. And then you say, here, jump on my live or email me. I'd be glad to help you. And then they don't do it. People can be fascinating. So if you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I live about 40 minutes outside the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I got into this industry. I've been doing this now for 14 years. It'll be 14 years next month. I lost my job. I couldn't find another one. I was broke, unemployed, in foreclosure. I found myself drowning in $250,000 of debt. I couldn't find a job. The job market was horrible. People were getting 1,500 resumes for one position. And I knew, I think it was God telling me people were making money on the internet. So I started searching, bought a website, didn't have a mentor, didn't have a training. Thank you, Black Diamond Digital Vegan, for liking my live. I really appreciate that. I was setting up pay-per-click ads. That's what they were telling me to do. I spent $3,000. I didn't make any money. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do. You want to send people to a website or a capture page where you can get their email address and get them on your email list. And you do need a tool called an autoresponder. You can start with one for free, but if you're really serious, thank you for that. I appreciate that. You want to build your email list. And after you get past so many subscribers, they start charging you. And your list is your asset. And you may have heard the money's in the list. That's true. And you want to build an email list because you don't own any of your social media accounts. You can't control them. You could lose them at any time. I lost 10 TikTok accounts. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. And then you have to start from zero. The thing is, I've mastered a skill, so I know what to do. It's the skills you master. Nobody can take away from you. Your social media accounts, you can lose them. And you do want to use social media. You can reach over 5 billion people. You can use it for free. You can do paid marketing, but you could end up spending a lot of money on paid marketing and not get a good result and get a return on your money. But I've generated tens of thousands of leads for free using social media. And you do have to learn how to use it correctly. I've spent over $100,000 in courses, coaching, training, events to get around people, to learn from them. I spent a year in a coaching program learning Instagram. And with the videos, you can basically do the same thing on other platforms. But there's a lot of other things you can do on Instagram and that apply just to Instagram. Good morning, Gail. How are you? Thanks for jumping on. you learn to use it for video, but like on Instagram, and my favorite thing on Instagram is when you post stories, you can put them in your highlights and they remain up there. Every platform when you post, and I do stories on TikTok, but they after 24 hours they're gone. Good morning, Anna. If you're jumping on, love to know where you're coming in from. That's one of my favorite things about Instagram. You can't do that on any other platform. If you're doing stories, and right now on TikTok, I'm getting a ton of leads from posting my reels on my stories. TikTok is, and I did a video about that I posted it on my account. TikTok is pushing them out on the For You page. You can get more exposure. Thank you for the Go Popular. I'm not really sure what that is, Black Diamond, but I appreciate it. And what do people call you? I know you've liked the video a bunch of times, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. If anybody else wants to like my video, whether you're on my TikTok account or you're on my YouTube channel, I did send an email out to my list this morning. If I was doing a live Q&A. If you've got questions, you need help with something, to come. Now it looks like, I see, I don't know, 6 or 7 people on my YouTube channel. If anybody's got any questions, you're not posting them. It's so funny about these lives. People get on these, and YouTube, I can see people coming in and off. I can't see on YouTube, but I can only see the number of people on here unless you comment. That people don't want to comment, because I'll say to people, okay, why are you on social media? And like nobody answers. Good morning, Anna. I do online marketing, making money from home. It'll be 14 years I've been doing this next month. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9. And the job I lost, I was spending 2 to 3 hours a day commuting. I do not miss that. My commute is literally, I go up the flight of stairs in my house. Got a room in my house, and that's where I'm at right now. I turned it into my office, and that takes me less than a minute. I don't miss that commute. Spending that amount of time in a car, and then when you're spending 40 hours at a job, I don't miss that at all. I have the freedom to do what I want when I want. I don't have to ask if I need to do something. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't need to ask anybody. If you have a job, you got to ask. And I know the job I lost, I used to have to submit a form to get it approved, whether I wanted a day off or it was a week of vacation, which kind of makes you seem like, I don't know, you're in school or prison. Good morning, Freedom. Good morning, Anna. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. And yesterday I was talking about spamming. That was kind of what I made the topic. Are you spamming people? Because I see a lot of people come and post stuff on my videos about what they're doing. That's spam. And I've gotten people to do this, message me and send me a link to something. And you never want to send anybody a link to anything, whether you're putting comments on a piece of content or you're private messaging people without you asking. It's spam. You want to get their permission, and that's prospecting. And I've done a lot of that, and I totally got burned out doing that, doing network marketing. I was messaging people on Facebook, and you want to ask them if they're open to taking a look at what you're doing. You never want to send them anything unless they say it's okay. And if they don't want to, just thank them for the time and move on. Because I see people, and really you're amateurs, you're trying to convince people that they should join your thing. That people try to convince me. I'll say to them, the amount of time you spend here trying to convince me to join your thing, you could be talking to other people who might be interested. And if you're brand new, you probably don't know what to do. And if nobody's told you that, that's why you need to get around somebody to learn from them, because you don't want to do that with people. And it's just doing that on my content. Now I've got a video that's got over 1.67 million views right now. It's got almost over 25,000 comments, and people are spamming their stuff on that because they think they're going to get exposure. You're not going to get exposure from that. And you're spamming my stuff, and then I end up having to block you, because if you did it once, you'll probably do it again. I kind of call it etiquette on social media. You don't want to comment on people's stuff about something you're doing. If you got a question, that's one thing. You don't want to message people on any social media platform and send them a link. You don't want to do that on email either. You want to if you're doing that, whether you're doing it on social media or people you want to ask them if they'd be willing to be open to taking a look at what you're doing. And then if they say yes, you can send them, a video, a website, whatever you have, and let them take a look at it. If you're doing that with people, and if you're prospecting, you're probably having to bug your family and friends. And I've signed a lot of people. When I was doing network marketing, I signed over 350 people, personally signed over 350 people doing that. I was following up with people twice a week, because if you're not following up, if I wasn't following up as much as I did, I probably wouldn't have signed as many people as I did. But that's prospecting. And I like marketing and better, in particular attraction marketing, where you attract people to you. And if you're doing that on social media, you're just going to repel people. And a lot of people, you don't know how to set up your profile to attract people to you. There's a way you can optimize it. And if you don't know how to do that, I've learned these things from other people, and I, gotten in coaching programs, bought courses. I've taken 10 courses about YouTube, taken a couple about TikTok. I was in a coaching program for a year learning Instagram. And there are things you can do with the videos that you can do on Instagram that you can do on other platforms. So it's not, and there are things particular just to Instagram that I learned. Good morning, Archie. Good morning, Andy. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. So you need a mentor. You need the right training. You need a system, because if you're using social media, it doesn't matter why. Martin, I have 2 companies I'm involved with because I use the product, and I have made some money with them because people have asked me, but I don't actively promote them. And I'm using them because they are good products. And I have made some money with them, but I'm not actively out there. They're both good companies. And if I was really into that, and truthfully, I got so burned out. I was with a company for over 2 years. I personally signed over 350 people, and I was prospecting. That's how I did that. And Ray Hayden teaches that, and I have a ton of respect for him. And I know Ray had a thing that he put himself on, and he'd stop when he got 20 no's in a day. A no being somebody comes out and tells you no. But I got burned out. And it is, if you want to make 6 figures in network marketing, you have to have duplication. And I had a little duplication, but it wasn't enough to get me to 6 figures. And I think the most I made in a month was like $3,000. I was exhausted, and totally burned out, and I haven't gone back to that. And they're the 2 companies, they have good products. There's tons of network marketing companies. They have good products. But I just didn't want to be building something that I was depending on other people. And digital marketing, I'm not. And Modir, who you may know this or have heard this, but Modir, who I had a bunch of people approach me asking me if I'd take a look at it. They closed recently, and that was a company that was around, and it can happen with any of them. It was around for 23 years. They shut down. And I know some people had built some really big teams. So you're basically having to start over again. I've had that happen too. So no, long answer to no, I'm not. If you want to ask me about either one, I'd be glad to share it with you. They both are good companies. But most people don't know how to recruit people. And with network marketing, and it's harder. I think network marketing is also a warm market business. It's harder to just drive traffic from videos like I'm doing, because that's where I get the bulk of my traffic from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Those are where most of my leads come from. I'm driving them to a funnel. And network marketing, it's a warm market business. You can do that. It depends on if you get a really good funnel. A lot of them don't even give you a funnel. They just give you a page for people to sign up, and you don't want to send traffic to that. I spent a whole year doing that, just sending traffic to a replicated website. That's not what they're for. They're there really to sign people up, for people to get more information. And unless you know how, if I knew how to build a high converting funnel, I could put a funnel together. Whether it's going to be high converting or not, I don't know. But, and I've had how many people in this industry say to me, I don't know why you'd want to do anything else other than network marketing. They're hardcore network marketing marketers. They don't believe in affiliate marketing, high ticket affiliate marketing, digital marketing. And I wanted to do that initially because of the residual income. But for you to get to a point with that, unless you can sign a lot of people and you got some people under you signing people, because even with the people that I signed, I ended up when I did stop, and I stayed on an auto ship for quite a while because I was using the products. I had like 25 or 30 people that were still using the product, and you do need that. You need people that are just using the product, and that's volume. I got paid on. So, and the auto ship was like $150. I still wasn't paying that because they're still making from the residual. But yeah, I don't want to bash it because I know a lot of people that I've met since I've been doing this, that they've made a lot of money with it. They've helped a lot of people. But it's really a different animal as far as I'm concerned, because you are dependent on other people. And you would need, I'd say, at least 5 or 10 people if you wanted to get to six figures, or even make $5,000 or $10,000 a month, that were under you, really recruiting. I had some people, they may have signed 5 or 10 people, but it's not enough. You really got to build those legs deep. And I don't want to say I'll never do it. Again, I'll never promote it. But they also hold your money, and affiliate marketing does that too. And they're going to pay you a percentage. And with affiliate marketing, you're sharing it with the company. Network marketing, you're sharing it with the company and the person that signed you. That's one of the reasons why I like digital marketing. It's 100%. It comes to me. I'm not sharing any of the profits. I don't wait. And I use Stripe. And one of the things I love about Stripe is Stripe lets me withdraw up to $500 every day, and it's in my bank account like in 15 minutes. It's the quickest thing I've ever seen. And I've even done that on Saturday or Sunday or the weekend. It's not even, that still works even when banks aren't open. So that's why I use PayPal for some things, but I really like Stripe. And you will never have that with network marketing or affiliate marketing. They're going to hold the money. They're going to pay you when they say, and some of them, they even they'll say the minimum pay amount's $100. So if you made 20 or 30 bucks, you're not going to see any of that money till you get 100. And I still have an account, affiliate program I promoted for a while, high ticket affiliate. They changed the payouts. It used to be 20 bucks and now it's 100. And I had $99 sitting there. And I finally and they also take a percentage the day of the sale, and they hold that for 6 months. And I finally, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago, it got over 100. So they sent it to me. And if I never got to 100 on that, I would never see that money. I mean, you really have to go by what their payment terms are, how they pay their affiliates out. And they're all different. And affiliate marketing, most of them pay you 20 to 40%. There's a few out there that pay a little bit more. But that's kind of the average. And I was with an affiliate program for over 10 years. I was making 68%, and then they cut it back to 25%. And they ended up, and that was like October 2023, they terminated everybody. And I was with them for 10 years. I have some of my own products. I had my products hosted on their platform. I mean, I paid for that. So I had to get all the things out, move them. So is it Tam Bea Prince? You're saying how to apply. You're from the Philippines. There isn't an application. If you want to see what I'm doing, how I'm making money working 2 hours a day, go to payudaily.com, or you're on my TikTok account. Go up to the top. You can click the link in my profile. There's my website. You can put your email address in, watch the 2 videos, read the page. You also get an email from me. I have a free PDF with the blueprint. There's a link in the email with the PDF that's yours to keep. You can save that, download it, save it to your computer. If you want to work off of that and try it, that's up to you. But that's what I'm doing. I work 2 hours a day from my home. I've been doing this now, actually, it'll be 14 years next month. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9. You can decide how much you want to make. It's 100% profit, and I'm just talking here about network and affiliate marketing. They're only going to pay you a percentage, and they're all different business models. Some people have their own product or service. I do have a couple of my own products, but I was just saying the company I was hosting them on, I was an affiliate. They terminated everyone. I have the content, but with all this stuff with TikTok, whether it's going to be banned in the US or not, I didn't move it on another platform. So you're welcome. I didn't move it to another platform. And because of it's all up in the air, whether TikTok's even going to be in the United States, I didn't do anything. And I know President Trump signed another 90-day thing on June 19th that expires in September 19th, which is It's only, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks away now. And I don't know that he can keep doing that. And there isn't anyone that's raised their hand and saying, they want to buy TikTok or they're interested in it. So if you're in the US and you use TikTok, we still don't know. In fact, I have some software I've wanted to use on my TikTok account that I'm using on my Instagram account, that automates everything. And they've got it in beta. And I would have loved to be a beta tester, but they're not giving it to anybody that lives in the United States because of this. And so until it gets resolved for sure, like that either it's going to go away and it's going to be banned or somebody comes along and buys it that's in the US. If you're using TikTok, it's none of us, if you live in the US, we're not going to, still not going to know. And I guess President Trump can keep signing those 90-day things because that looks like that's the only solution. But with things like that, the company has just decided they're not going to let people in the US use it until that's resolved. And I'm automating as much as I can, and that's one of the other reasons why you can get this down to 2 hours a day. Because if you're using automation and leverage, you don't have to spend hours and hours on social media. And when I was prospecting people doing network marketing, I was basically living in Messenger. If I could have brought my bed in there, haha. Because that's how much I was there. You just never get off of it because, you're talking to people and then people respond back to you whenever they see the message or they have time. And it's just, you don't, and if you're not doing that, you're not signing people, you're not making any money. I like an automated system that runs for me 24/7. And it's how working up that I've made money, how I can go be doing something else and making money. And you don't have to go live. And I didn't go live when I started, but video marketing, and I know a lot of people don't want to put their face on camera. You can do faceless marketing and you can use AI, but video marketing is really powerful to help you out there, get people to know you because connection equals currency. And then live stream, you're kind of cranking it up a notch because this is live. People can talk to you in real time. Martin saying September 5th launch of M1 and September 17th key dates coming up. No more extensions. The algorithm is likely to be crazy, different or gone. Well, the algorithms are always changing and they're different on each platform. And like I know with TikTok, if you go searching for something that's outside what you're doing, like if I go, I'm looking at puppies or I'm trying to look something up, and you're doing searching like that on your TikTok account, and I think this applies to Instagram and all of them, it screws up the algorithm. They don't know what to send you. So, I have tons of videos on TikTok and Instagram that come up in my feed that are different topics. So you really want to train the algorithm. And my suggestion is, if you want to go searching and be a consumer on social media, you're better off setting up different accounts and not using them because TikTok doesn't know what to send you. So if you're searching and Instagram, if you're searching for other things other than what you're doing, it's not gonna know what to send you. You're saying so it's okay if you video, then you will not show your face. Well, you don't want to do that. It's called faceless marketing, and there's a right way to go about it. I've never done it, but it teaches you what to put on your screen, what to say. You wouldn't want to wing it. If you want to try it, and you don't have any training, but it probably won't work. There is a way, and I have somebody in the community I'm in. She's made over 6 figures doing faceless marketing. Um, and that's one way. And the other way is AI. Although, I got an AI course in June that I've been going through it, and all the content. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, all the videos I'm posting, I'm using AI. It shows you in the course how to make an AI twin. It does look a lot like me. And then they showed me a couple different ways to make videos. There's one where I can record my own voice and then use that so it does sound like me. They do give you the option in the software. You can pick different kinds of voices. And that, I just don't think that's as realistic, but you create an AI twin. And for other people who you don't want to get on camera, that's another option. But whether you're doing faceless marketing or you're doing AI, you need to learn how to do it correctly because you just don't want to be putting stuff up. You'll never you probably won't get any. You probably get very few views because you want to draw people to you. You want to attract people to you. So if you want to do either of those, you really need to go through some training and learn them. Um, so I hope that answered your question. Just trying to say, I can't. Real Lady Six. Good morning. Is that what people call you? Some of the names that on TikTok that people put up, they're not using their real names. But if you don't want to, and I'll be truthful with you. When I got started in this industry, and that was like 14 years ago, I did not want to get on camera. I swore I wouldn't get on camera, and my mentor kept saying to me, "Well, that'll help you get more exposure, help you build more relationships and trust with people, and help you make more money." And I didn't want to do it. At that time, though, I had to get over that really quick because I was in foreclosure. So I started cutting videos. My first video sucked. It's just kind of part of the process. You're learning. So your first videos will suck. If you decide to go live stream, your first live streams will probably suck too. And as you get better with both of them, you get more comfortable. And actually, I don't even really think twice about it anymore because I've done so many. And of course, like these lives, I am using for my videos now AI, but you can't use AI for live streams like this. And it's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both. Most of us, when we got into this industry, we had broke mindsets. I did. I mean, you need to learn to train your mind. If you're saying all the time how the money, I'm broke, I can't afford it, you're just going to keep planting that in your mind. Go to Good evening. Go to YouTube, search The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale and start listening to that. Good morning, Robert. The first time I heard that, I thought it was so profound because you want to be feeding your mind correct things. And if most of us have had a broke mindset, you need to fix that. It's your birthright to be wealthy. It's my birthright to be wealthy. God didn't want anybody to be living in poverty and struggling, and yet most people are. And you can change that. And believe me, I know what it's like to be broke. At one point after I lost my job, I had no income. I mean, I think I was still collecting unemployment, which wasn't much. I was cutting mold out of food. I mean, I pissed everybody off. I didn't have the money. So I was cutting mold out of food, hoping I wouldn't get sick. I know what it's like to be broke. I mean, you check your jeans pockets, hoping maybe you left some money in your pocket or the cushions on your couch. I had people chasing me down all the time, but not just about my mortgage because I was in foreclosure, but about my other bills because I didn't have the money to pay it, and it sucks. And I just decided I didn't want to keep doing that. And anybody can do this. This is simple. But the reason most people fail is because they don't do anything. I mean, you can get this down to 2 hours a day, but it's work. And if you're new and you've never done this before, it's probably going to take you longer till you get more familiar with creating videos, knowing what kind of videos to create. Good morning, Joyzam. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Thank you for liking my live. I really appreciate it. If anybody you want to like my live, if you're on TikTok or my YouTube channel, I really appreciate it. It would help my accounts out. But I do appreciate that you did that. So yeah, I mean, anybody can do this. And the person asking me about just putting something on the screen and you really don't want to do that. Now with faceless marketing, they do teach you what to put and what to say. And because if you don't know what to put and what to say, you're probably not going to attract anybody to you. And I like attraction marketing, people coming to me. It's way better than prospecting. And there is prospecting and there's marketing. If like you're in rank makers, I know that's what Ray Higdon teaches. I have a ton of respect for him. It works. But if you're going to do that, you're going to be messaging people, you're going to be going to family and friends, and then you have to know what to say. If you don't know what to say, I did that and signed over 350 people. I know what to say. And when I first started doing this, I didn't know what to say. And I was saying the wrong thing, the worst thing you could say, and you're just going to repel people. So, and if you want to do that, I suggest you could get Eric Worre's book, Go Pro. I'm pretty sure you can get that on Amazon. I read he's got a whole section in there, what to say to people. And that's even helpful even if you're not prospecting people, because you will get people looking at if you start getting any leads, looking at your stuff, and then you will have people coming to you, asking you questions. And you want to know what to say, because you will repel people. And I never, I mean, one of the questions I get a lot from people is, how long will it take me to make my money back? Well, I can't answer that for anybody because I don't know you. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know the time and effort you'll put into it. I don't know how well you follow instructions. And there's a lot of people that they can't follow simple instructions. And this really is a matter of you following, and we have a blueprint of step by step, following the steps and implementing them. And you're wasting your money if you buy a program or a course, and you don't go through the training and implement it. It's like, why? And there's a lot of people that do that. In fact, I had somebody that bought something from me. She was paying $179 a month, and I was making like $100 from that. She paid that every month for 2 years, and she never even logged in. And I can see with that account, that's a program that's not around anymore. When I could log in, anybody that had signed up with me, I could see if they logged in, or if they did log in, when was the last time. And she never even logged in. And then after 2 years, she canceled it. I mean, I find that fascinating. But I've also seen people in this industry spend tens of thousands of dollars and do nothing, which, why you're signing up for stuff, and maybe you think you're going to do it, and then you change your mind. Or, I mean, I think some people realize, yeah, you can get it down to 2 hours a day, but it is work. Anybody you see making money, they were coachable, they were consistent, they showed up every day. And when I say every day, 7 days a week, they were consistent. The consistency, if you're trying to build an audience on social media, if you don't show up every day, and I mean 7 days a week, you'll never get anyone to follow you. They want to know you're going to be there. They want to know you're going to show up. And if you don't show up, they'll go find somebody else who does. Like, I've been here, I've been doing these now. I've been here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern for over a month. And until I say otherwise, um, I'll be here. Something incredibly unforeseen happens. But I committed to doing these, and live stream. Yeah, it kind of feels like video when, if you've never done them, it's like you don't want to get on camera, and then you're like, I don't know what to say and all that. And you start feeding yourself all this crap. I mean, you could start by doing it like a 5-minute live at first until you get more comfortable with it. And actually, with me creating videos anymore or doing these live streams, because I've done so many. Hey, Michelle, my sister-in-law popped on for a second. She popped off though, I think. Good morning, Denise. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. So a lot of people just, and it's crap you're feeding yourself, because, hey, Michelle, how's Gigi? My sister-in-law is popped on, and they have, one of the cutest dogs, Gigi, she's probably about 3 now. She jumped on my live on TikTok. So I was just saying, I've been doing these. Good morning, Dee. I've been doing these every morning for over a month now. I'm here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I decided I would just do a live Q&A. I send an email. If you're on my email list, I send an email out saying, if you got questions, you need help with something. She's enjoying a lazy Saturday. I figured my niece Gigi, who is a dog, is a Roman Legato. She's the cutest thing, but she just hangs out, and then her mom takes her to get her hair done. But she's a beautiful dog, and she's a couple years old now. But I've been doing these for a little over a month, and I sent that email out saying to people, if you need some help, come on the live. It's funny how people say they want help, they need help, and then you give them something, and they can interact with me live. They can put their questions in, and I can try to help them out. And if I can't answer it, I could probably give you a resource. I know a lot of things. I don't know everything, but I've been doing this for a long time. I had somebody that jumped on my live on YouTube and wanted to learn about CPA marketing. I know what that is. I've never done it. I don't think it's ethical to train on things that you haven't done, but I can probably give you a resource. And I was able to give him a couple of resources. Good morning, Martin. I have a Martin on my TikTok and YouTube. Is that you? Is your last name Dennis? Because I'm live streaming from 2 different places. YouTube does not show me when people are coming on, and I can see the number of people on my YouTube live, but TikTok shows me who's jumping on. Thank you for the gift badge, Martin. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Jeff. TikTok shows me who's coming on. Now, unless on my YouTube, unless you comment, I don't know who's there. I just see a number. I can't see names or anything. I realize that I've been on other people's lives. What YouTube does, you can see the chat, you can see the people, but whoever's doing the live stream, you can't see unless you comment. Good morning, Jeff. And that's one of these things about these lives that people, good morning, Rachel. I think people just like to get on these. They don't like to say anything because anytime I ask, well, why are you on social media? Nobody answers. And I think a lot of you are on here because you're looking for ways to make money from home, or you're trying to make money from home and you're not getting the results that you want. So people jump off and on these. There's no commitment. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to show your face. In fact, you could be laying on your couch with your phone and get on a live stream. You could even be on the toilet if you like. So there's no accountability. There's no commitment. Good morning, Saul. If you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're coming in from. Okay, so Martin, that means you're saying Stereo. Is that your last name? The other Martin that's been on my YouTube channel right now, it's not the same person, because you have a picture. This person, some people don't put their pictures in their profile. It's just the letter M. And so I just always think it's better if you're using social media, you want to put a good picture of yourself. You want to give people a chance to see you so they know you're real. Yeah, and this other Martin was asking me if I'm doing any network marketing. My answer to that is not promoting. I am involved with 2 companies. I use their products, and I haven't really promoted them. One of them, I have made some money because somebody asked me. Good morning, Saul. Good morning, DJ AF. So, and network marketing. I mean, there's different business models, and some people even have their own products or services or coaching. I do have a couple of my. Oh, okay. So, okay. Good to know. Yeah, I'm like drawing blank because now I've got people popping up saying stuff. So it's the same person. Yeah, they're and TikTok, I mean, I kind of like that TikTok shows me who's coming on, and I can see people coming on and off. YouTube doesn't show you that. I can just see the number of people that are on. So unless you comment, I have no idea that you're there. So testing's always good. As marketers, we're always testing. You always want to test stuff out. I like to test before I send any emails. I like to send an email out as a test to make sure it reads the way that I want. If I'm in the link that I put in there, that it clicks and it takes people to where I want them to go. And in this whole industry, we're always testing stuff. You find something that works really well, keep doing it. If it doesn't work so well, then you can stop doing it. But I decided today, I'm doing an open question and answer. If you are on my email list, I did send an email out this morning saying, be live at 10 a.m. Come on. I sent the link to my YouTube channel. Jump on. I can help you if you got questions. It's funny, people want help. And then when you give it to them, like they don't take you up on it. So, I mean, if somebody's really serious, you're going to, join through the, okay. Well, I didn't share anything on TikTok, so I'm not sure where you got that from. I did send an email out to my list with the link to my YouTube channel. I am live streaming in 2 places at the moment. I've got my phone up, I'm on TikTok, and I've got my computer, my MacBook Pro up that I'm live streaming on YouTube. I have software that allows me to do that. And the technology today, it's one live stream. And the thing I love about YouTube is when I'm done and I end the live stream, the software will go automatically and upload the live stream, the recording, to my YouTube channel. And there's a little thing I do to it, but I mean, basically it doesn't need anything else, which is cool. And I get a piece of content. Good morning, Frankie. Where are you coming in from? I'd love to know. I live 40 minutes outside the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this for 14 years. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9. I've had days in this industry where I've made more money in a single day than I made in a whole month working a job. So it's been life-changing. And not to bash jobs, but I don't need to work a job. I don't want to work a job. And although when I lost my job, it was devastating because it was one of the worst job markets. And I found myself, I was broke, unemployed, in foreclosure. I was drowning in $250,000 of debt. I had no idea how I was going to get myself out of this mess. And if it wasn't for this industry at digital marketing, I probably would have lost my house. I still have my house. Um, but yeah, and I've never really was, and despite the fact I started working when I was 17, really I wasn't what I call unemployable. Um, and when I was supervising people, the company really didn't like my management style because I had a thing that they were decided to change the whole office structure and put everybody in teams. And I had 7 people reporting to me. They weren't going to tell them that. And the guy who was the executive director was telling me that. I said, well, when are you going to tell them? And he said, well, the day we do it, when they walk in, that they're reporting to somebody else and sitting someplace else. And I wouldn't like somebody doing that to me. So I told them, and I got in so much trouble for that. And the guy that was the executive director, he didn't really like me. So that doesn't help. But if I was in that situation, I would probably do it again because I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me. They basically were going to spring the whole thing on them, the day that they broke everybody apart. And when they came in, they were going to tell the person, okay, you go. And they had to sit in a different place. They wouldn't be sitting together. They'd be reporting to someone else. It wouldn't be me. And yeah, he jumped all over me for doing that. But I think if I was in that situation again, I'd probably do it again because I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me. I mean, your employees, I always kind of looked at your employees, we work together because the department would not run without them. I could not run that whole department by myself. So, yeah, I'm psychologically unemployable. And I had a 2 to 3 hour commute, which I don't miss. Spending that amount of time in a car, and I was on Interstate I-95. If you've ever been in the Northeast, that's kind of the main highway up and down from like New England to Florida. You're on I-95, and I was on that most of the time. And even if there was a little snow, I remember one day I left at 4, we were getting a little snow. I did not get home till after 7. It's just what that little bit of snow is doing to the roads and how people were driving. But I don't miss that. So, if you don't have any questions, because I've been trying to stick to this to an hour, I'll be on for a couple more minutes. If you got a question, drop it in the comments. If you have something you're trying to figure out, and I've done it, I'd be glad to do a training. Somebody asked me to do one on social media marketing. If I've done it, I don't think it's ethical to train on stuff that you haven't done. So, but I can probably give you a resource. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Justin. Good morning, Chad. I can probably give you a resource. I had a guy on my YouTube live last week. He wants to learn about CPA marketing. I know what it is. I have an idea how it works. I've never done it or made money with it. And I told him I didn't really think I could ethically train on it, but I gave him some resources. So if I don't know something, I probably can give you a resource. I know a lot of things. I don't know everything, but I've met a lot of people. And if I can't do it, there's probably somebody that has a resource. And if you're trying to learn something, you're probably going to end up needing or wanting to take a course from somebody. Good morning, Lisa, that's an expert on it, to learn from them. Because if you're trying to figure out how to do it and to make money with it, that's where the training and the mentoring comes in, because you want to learn from somebody who's already done it. And you can try to do this on your own. I spent a year doing that. I didn't make any money. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have the right training. I didn't have a proven system. And I spent a year and $3,000 and I didn't make any money. And I knew I needed to get around somebody who had done what I wanted to do. I'm getting this big Mamba sent TikTok universe something. I don't think you sent that to me. I'm not sure why that's coming up. Good morning. Is it Pruitt? Pruitt Sims? Is that what people call you? So would love to know why you're on social media and why people don't want to put that in there. I'm not sure. These lives are so easy to jump on and off. You don't have to be accountable for anything. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. And people just seem to like being able to do that. Good morning, W. Gaffney. What do people call you? Good morning, Justin. If you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Today I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Decided to do an open live Q&A I don't know. I may do another one. If you're on my email list, I sent an email out letting people know I was on live at 10 a.m. if they wanted some help. If they had some questions, I could jump on. I can help them like in real time. That's one of the things about lives. You know, I think it's more powerful than video marketing. But how many people I talk to say to me, I don't want to put my face on camera. You can do faceless marketing. You can do AI. In fact, I got an AI course in June I've been going through, and all the content I've been creating for like the last 2 months, I'm using AI. You make an AI twin that does look, mine does look like me. And then the ones with my voice, I can the software lets me record my voice. I can use my own voice. I mean, there's other voices in there you can use, but I just think it makes it more realistic. So, I mean, if you like my live, I'd really appreciate it. Martin, I've had some people ask me, the question is, have I ever tried working with brick and mortar businesses, offering them social media services? I've had some people approach me. I don't want to do that because you're exchanging time for money. And I'm at the point with this, and I've been doing this for a long time for me to be able to get it down to a few hours a day. If you start doing that, and there are people, they start social media agencies, and you can make a lot of money. You're exchanging time for money. And then if you start getting more clients, you probably can't keep up with it yourself, and then you have to hire employees. And I don't really feel like I want to do that. I mean, I did have a virtual assistant for a while. Yeah, because you're exchanging time for money. And I did have. I mean, you can hire employees, but then you're getting into all that with employees. For them doing what you want to do, and nobody's going to care about it like you do. But yeah, you can make a lot of money with this, but I don't want to do that. um, yeah, I just unless something happened. I mean, I did when I first lost my job. One of the things I was doing to put some money in my pocket, I was walking people's dogs. I was doing some pet sitting, and I am a dog lover. I thought about just kind of going full time with that. But then I also realized the more clients I got, I wouldn't be able to myself to go to walk the dogs or do the pet sitting or whatever that I would need to hire people, and give a job to one of my employees and pay them and do all that. And I didn't want to do that. I spent years in management, and I had it at the last job I was supervising. I had 7 people reporting to me. It's a lot of headaches. Anytime anything goes wrong, people are coming to you to get what they need. And that's the same thing with a business. And nobody's going to care about it like you do. But I did do that for a while because I needed money. I was walking people's dogs, pet sitting, and I did make some money that way. But when I really thought about that for a while. I could do it full time. And then when I started getting in, I'm going to have to hire some people because I'm not going to be able to keep up. I mean, to make any kind of money, you need clients, more than a few clients, and me not being able to, if you go and you're pet sitting for a week, and you got other people that want the dog walked or they're going out of town for the weekend, you can't be in more than one place. So after I thought about it, I kept coming back to this. And now the things that I know now, that I can work a 2-hour day, and basically, and with all the automation, there's software I'm using on Instagram. I don't respond to any of those comments. It's in beta for TikTok. I really wanted to get on to be one of their beta testers because I have a video now. I've got over 25,000 comments on it on TikTok, and I can't get to all of them to get the software to put it on my TikTok account, but they're not giving it to anybody. You're welcome, Martin. I hope you find this helpful. They're not going to give it to anybody if you live in the U.S., and I don't know if that's going to change, if it's only going to change when somebody comes around in the U.S. that says they want to buy TikTok, or, they're going to get to the point now that President Trump has signed 3 90-day things. This last one's up on September 19th. Whether he's going to do another one on September 19th for 90 days, I don't know. But I would love to get that software on there because I can't get to all of them. And I've been spending a decent amount of time answering those comments because that video is just taken off. And now I think it's got 1.7 million views. And I've gotten probably at least 1,000 leads from it. With the software, it just does it for you. I mean, I just check my Instagram account or when I'm posting. I'm still posting on both of them, but you can automate most of this. And you could actually hire somebody to, you teach them how to do the videos you want to do, give them access to your social media accounts, and they could post for you. The posting really doesn't take that long. The getting the content together takes longer. And you can schedule. I know on Instagram you can schedule posting, but I know my mentor had said to me, you don't want to do that with the scheduling software because it limits your reach. So I've never done that. And that's another thing you could test. I don't know if you did it once or twice, if that was going to wreck your reach, because you don't want to destroy your reach. So if nobody has any questions, I'm over an hour now, and I got some other stuff to do. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm on my TikTok account. I'm also on my YouTube channel. And if somebody, I can do another Q&A if there's enough people. I don't know if I do another one, but thanks for coming on. I will be here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. See you then.